In this session, we will talk about power of thought, right? So far we talked about basically the introduction on Raj Yoga, and then we spoke about the efforts it's required to receive the full benefit, and as well as the outline of the sessions that we need to complete in order to receive the full benefits. And then we talked about body consciousness, right? What is body consciousness? Disadvantages of having body consciousness, and why is it important for us to make effort to become soul conscious, right? And then we also spoke about five vices, right? What are those five vices? Actually, not five, seven vices, right? In the world, they say five vices, but in reality, there are seven vices, and how they are activated, right? And one of the things we said, it was due to waste and negative thoughts, right? So our today's session is going to focus on the power of thought. Okay, understanding what is thought, um, what are the different types of thoughts. Okay, once we know what is thought and different types of thoughts, we will we'll be able to observe what's happening in the mind, and we can try to um, drive the mind towards the type of thought that can energize the mind, okay, which will bring peace in the mind. Okay, so let's go ahead and learn about power of thought. Okay, so what is thought? Thought is an impulse, okay, which is created by mind, and it is transmitted through the brain to the organs, to the other organs of the body. So mind is not part of the brain. As you can see from here, thought is generated by mind, but mind is not part of the brain. So brain is just an instrument through which mind is delivering the impulse or thoughts to the body, okay, to all the organs of the body. So it's energy. What is mind? Mind is an energy, and also the thoughts created by the mind should be energy as well. Okay, so it's energy of consciousness, we say, and each thought creates vibration around it. We will talk more about that later. So there is a saying that we are what we think, right? So, and that's true. We are what we think, and we'll understand that through knowledge. Actually, we believe that, but we didn't know how it is true. So, through this this session, or in the next session, you will come to know. Okay, so we are what we think. Thought is a potent energy. Okay, group of thoughts creates certain vibration around us and spreads in the atmosphere. So it works like telepathy. Okay, just like we know, right? Or we have also experienced it. We are thinking about something constantly, and that same person shows in front of us, or they call us whenever we are thinking about it. So we have to understand it works like a vibration. So more we think, accordingly, the vibration it will create, and which will travel. And we'll understand that through some examples. Okay, either in this session or the next session. But each thought creates a ripple effect. Okay, whatever we put out, it comes back to us sooner or later. So whatever we think, it's going to come back to us as a ripple effect. Okay, so yes, it also works like an essence check or telepathy, as we said. It reaches to the second person even when that person is not physically present around you. Okay, so I think that each thought we think, we need to pay attention to it. And it says like a Trex light. So if I think one, we say like bad thoughts or waste thoughts, then the other thoughts of the same type will follow that. Okay, and also we attract the good or bad situations or company in our lives based on our thoughts, which you will understand through this video that I'll be sharing with you shortly. That we can't say, oh, I'm thinking nice, but things are not working out. It doesn't work like that. So if you are thinking positive, um, then you will your atmosphere around you will be like that, and you will not say that, okay, I'm not able to find enjoyment through the thing what I'm doing, regardless of it's giving the results how we expect it to be or not. Okay, so just like they say, your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. Okay, if we are thinking negative, we will not attract towards like a very good situation. If we are thinking positive, we will find goodness in everything, even in the negative situation. So, so the attitude is created based on our thoughts. So that's why it says, based on the thoughts, you create vision. Based on the vision, the attitude is created. Based on the attitude, actions are created, and based on the action, we create the, we say like personality. Okay. So it says in here, watch your thoughts for they become words, watch your words for they become actions, watch your actions for they become habits, watch your habits for they become character, watch your character for it becomes your destiny. So depending on what types of thoughts we are thinking constantly, it eventually becomes our destiny. Okay, so that much power that each thought we think has. It is also said each thought works like a seed. Okay, just we know, right? How depending on how the seed is, accordingly you will see the quality of the tree. Which is in here, what we are saying is our thought, which will create our awareness. Based on that, we will have the attitude, and then this is the tree of different branches of that displays different actions we are doing, and depending on that the quality of the actions through the awareness and attitude we are doing, we will receive the results of it. Okay, so we cannot say, oh, okay, I had a good intent, but things came out to be wrong. Okay, if you have good intent and you had good attitude, then you will have feel that satisfaction from whatever you have done. Okay, so if otherwise it's not possible that awareness is something and actions are something, as is the seed, so is the fruit. As you sow, so shall you reap, right? So that's why we have to pay a lot of attention to the thought. Okay, so each thought, attitude, and actions, they have to be aligned. If the thoughts are something else, and your attitude and actions are something else, like they say, right? Some people are something else inside, something else outside. So if in that case, you will see that that person will not have success at all. Superficially being nice, but you really don't, your thoughts are not nice for people, and just superficially being nice, that person will not really feel satisfied ever what that person is doing. So we have to change at the seed level in order to be content with the fruit we are receiving. Okay, so that is one other point I want to bring it into your attention. I meant to show this earlier, but I think I just skipped through it. So I wanted to show this. This is very nice right up here. It says each thought is like a seed which creates vision or awareness through which we see and evaluate the outside world, which is attitude like trunk. Okay, branches are the different sense organs used to perform different actions, which are the leaves. Fruits are the results of our actions. If the seed is healthy, the fruit is healthy. If there is a defect in the seed, the outcome will be a rotten fruit. Okay, as you sow, so shall you reap. More points on the power of thought that we are going to cover. So, language of thought is the most elevated language because the power of thought is the most elevated of all the powers. It is the foundation of all powers. Okay, it is said it is the fastest, faster than the light even. So when we learn about different powers, we have to remember only we can activate them through the power of thought. Not just the power of thought, but power of pure thoughts, I should say. Okay, and the language of the thought is the language that travels the fastest of all. Okay, we know that because whenever you think about someone, as we said earlier, okay, that suddenly that person gets that feeling, oh, you were thinking about you, didn't you? Or I got the feeling that you were thinking about me, so I will call you. So they will give you that indication. Okay, and then also we are inviting situation based on the thought process that we are doing to ourselves. Okay, we are bringing that situation for ourselves actually. And no matter how fast someone may be, even if there are no instruments available yet, by the using the language of the thought, you can send messages. Ultimately, it is the language of thought which will be useful. Isn't that great? But right now, we don't have that much faith on ourselves. We have lost our true identity. So through the power of thought, we can able to restore that faith in us, and by experiencing the true self, which we will learn in the future. Okay. Let's see, we already covered that. So it's a special power that can make anything impossible possible. It's like a switch you can put on and remove all the darkness in a second. It's like a lighthouse that can show the true destination to souls who are searching around. Okay, and there is a very nice example. Just like nowadays, people are able to change desert into grassland and cultivate flowers high on a mountain. So too, with our elevated thoughts, we can develop hope in those who have no hope. Okay, I found it very beautiful. And in here, the most important thing is that powerful thoughts are revealed through the vision and the attitude. And then because these are powerful, others can also be transformed. Okay, if I don't start with having powerful and pure thoughts for others, they cannot change. There's no difference between us and them. Okay, if they are doing something negative, we are thinking negative, then we are no less than them. Okay, so thinking is also an action, right? Okay, so in here it says, right, the power of your thoughts work at a much faster speed than the sound of your words. Okay, this is why you make the power of your elevated thoughts so clean that there is nothing unclean or wasteful in them. Okay, so we'll experience success in many tasks if we have with the power of thought. Okay, so yes, and then also we can generate the atmosphere accordingly. So there is, as you can see, it says in here, whatever is my attitude, so will be the atmosphere. The atmosphere will be according to the attitude of yourself, the instrument soul. So it is the attitude that transforms the atmosphere. Attitude is more subtle than action. Now you must not pay attention to just your action, but consider yourself to be in charge of creating the atmosphere through your attitude. Okay, so attitude creates the atmosphere. Okay, so one more thing, this is I really like this one because it says that throughout the whole history, whenever someone could not use his authority, the main reason was that he had misused his authority. What was the reason why kings lost their kingdom, politicians lost their position, and dictators lost their authority? They stopped doing their royal work and began to indulge themselves in their own pleasure and comfort. They themselves began to depend on something or another and thereby lost their rights. Because they became influenced, they misused their rights. In the same way, all of you have received authority from the Father in every second, in every thought. You have received the authority, you have received all rights. Therefore, you must use that authority with the knowledge of its real value. When you misuse something for a trivial matter in carelessness or for your own pleasure and comfort, or if you start thinking or speaking wastefully, then you become unable to use either your treasure of charity that you have accumulated or your godly authority as you should. Even one thought of yours should be very powerful. The elevated thoughts of elevated Brahmins are the instrument to draw the line of fortune of other souls. One thought of yours should be like a switch that you can put on and so remove all darkness within a second. Isn't that powerful? The effect of thoughts, we need to understand it will have it on our body, okay, which is our health, our relationship, generating our personality that we already saw through that quote. It also has effect on nature, believe it or not. Our collective thoughts have changed the quality of the nature over the period of time that you will come to know in future sessions. Okay, now the effect of the thoughts have changed the how the kind of the outlook of the world as well. Okay, so we have to pay so much attention to the power of thought. So you will be receiving a couple of videos from me on the topic of power of thought that I want you to go through it one by one. You'll be filling self-assessment also as you have been doing previously. So the next topic is going to be different types of thoughts. Okay. If you have any questions on this, you let me know. But this should be very clear and enlightening, and it should motivate us to focus on what we think. Okay, not just what we do. So we are aware of see no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil, but we have missed this one thing: think no evil. So with three monkeys, as an example, we remember three things, but now we have to remember this fourth thing: think no evil. Okay.